One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to the news. To present, my name is Henry Himonde. A look at the top stories in our news. Traditional leader requests for relief food in Mwinilunga. NAPSA partial withdrawal excites teachers. Zambia Flying Doctor Service screens 700 Masaiti residents. And President Kenneth Kaunda remembered. The news in detail. Chief Ntambu of the Lunda people in Mwinilunga district of Northwestern Province has requested the government through the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit and the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, to provide relief food to his chiefdom. The traditional leader has further asked FRA to consider decentralizing community sales of maize depots so that people in hard-to-reach areas can equally have access to the commodity. Obed Lijim has details in this report.
Following confirmed reports of cassava root rot disease and flash floods in some parts of Northwestern Province, the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit has moved on the ground to assess the situation. In Mwinilunga district, the unit has visited parts of Kakoma, Ntambu and Sailunga chiefdoms for a rapid assessment. Chief Ntambu briefed the team on the cassava disease outbreak and flooding situation in his chiefdom.
The situation with cassava is that when it is in water for, say, a week, that is the end of it. It rots, and I would say the whole chiefdom is in water. The fields are in water. It has affected even the maize fields.
Paul Muyongo is provincial DMMU coordinator.
We are here, Your Royal Highness, to do a very, very, very quick rapid assessment that as we go back to Mwinilunga, we should be able to come up with a report and take on board the recommendations which we are receiving from you.
District Agriculture Coordinator Lewis Chiwele updates Chief Ntambu on what has been done so far.
What we need is to get rid of the old varieties. We bring in the improved varieties that are disease tolerant, that are high yielding. So through DMMU, we recommended that this maybe should be taken on.
Ntambu Agriculture Camp Officer Davis Chabinga and John Fungula, an affected farmer, leads the team in sampling some of the affected fields.
Which is the cassava brown struck virus, which is affecting almost every farmer. You may find the cassava have just started rotting.
We have not experienced this in previous years.
About 3,000 hectares of cassava fields have been attacked by the disease, affecting over 6,000 households. For Zanis, Obed Lijim in Mwinilunga district, Northwestern Province.
And in Mchinga Province, traditional leaders in Shiwangandu district have pledged to continue working with the government in developing their chiefdoms. Chief Mukwikile and Chief Kawanda have noted that it is only through working with government that development can be attained in their localities. Details in this report by Pamela Inambao.
In order to enhance national development in an area, land should be made available for different economic ventures. This is why the provincial administration in Mchinga province have appealed to traditional leaders to ensure land is given to investors who are able to bring development in the area. Mchinga province permanent secretary Henry Mukungule made the appeal when he met Chief Kabanda and Chief Mkwikile of Shiwangandu district.
We appeal to you to ensure you offer land to people or investors who can bring development. Shiwangandu district has a lot of potential, the water bodies among others that the district has, which can be used to hold a lot of investors.
The two chiefs have since pledged to support government activities if development is to be attained.
We are ready to work with government in developing our district and the province at large. I'm ready to give land in my chiefdom as long as procedures are followed. All we want is development and to see the local people benefit.
And the PS assured Chief Kavanda and Chief Mukwikile of more investors in Shiwangandu district due to the potential investment that the district has.
We can bring a lot of investors here because the district has potential in almost all the sectors, and once investors come on board, the district will be developed. Our friends in other districts are also blessed with other resources.
Pamela Inamba reporting for Zanis in Shiwangandu district, Muchinga province.
Western Province, now where the signing of the National Pension Scheme Authority NAPSA Amendment Bill of 2023 into law by President Hakainde Hichilema has been welcomed by teachers in Mambwe district, saying it will lessen their financial burden.
The signing into law of the National Pension Scheme Amendment Bill of 2023 has delighted many people in Mambwe district who contribute to the scheme. And Mambwe District Education Board Secretary Christine Sinyangwe feels the development will relieve the many staff in the teaching fraternity who have debts of financial pressure.
The partial withdrawal pact, which was signed yesterday by the President, has cheered most of us as administrators, because as DEBs, we have heard from different parts of the country how some of our teachers are indebted, and these are the people that contribute to NAPSA. So such being the case, our teachers will be able to go and withdraw part of their money and invest it wisely, and that will help them actually to get rid of these other debts that they are in. I would advise my teachers to go and access these monies from NAPSA and use the money wisely. I urge all of them to invest this money wisely so that they are no longer a laughing stock by the society.
Meanwhile, Stefan Chulu, a teacher from Jumbe Primary School, says the actualization of NAPSA partial withdrawals by the President is a step in the right direction.
I think the document has come on a light time, or at a light time, mostly to the teaching fraternity, when the teachers are highly in need of such support. We, as teachers, we have a lot of challenges that we are facing that really affects our performance or our deliberation in the teaching system. So having such an alternative or a bill being signed to support the partial withdrawal for teachers, I feel it is really to our advantage, as it will help teachers to settle some bills that really conflicts their well-being or their stability in schools. As of now, as teachers, we have a lot of debts, a lot of credits that we have that sometimes makes teachers not to be available in school, but running up and down searching for funds or monies that they can use to settle the bills.
The signing of the NAPSA Amendment Bill of 2023 into law now allows members who contribute to the scheme to access part of their retirement benefits if they have made 60 contributions or have attained the age of 45. Thelma Konda reporting for Zanis in Mambwe District, Eastern Province.
And in Southern Province, the National Pension Scheme Authority NAPSA in Livingstone has so far attended to more than 300 beneficiaries of the NAPSA partial withdrawal. Lemi Likando has more in this report.
NAPSA authorities in Livingstone have described as overwhelming the number of contributors that are visiting their offices to claim part of their pension contributions. A check by Zanis at NAPSA offices this morning found long queues building up. Those talked to express delight at the signing of the bill by the President into law.
Well, looking at the situation and the reality on the ground and things are really happening, people have already rushed in. Immediately after signing that document, people already on social media is being flashed and it's being talked about. And here at NAPSA, people already started coming in here to sign for their own.
It is a positive move by the government. We really appreciate. This is going to impact a lot of people in a positive way, because we are looking at the maximum age for retirement, which is 60. But this move, at least it will prompt people to, at least as they apply for this special payment, they'll have time to invest their money and like waiting for the time when they'll be owed.
NAPSA area manager Mavuto Mumba says the contributors will have their demands addressed.
We have seen quite overwhelming visits to our office today, particularly speaking to this particular new benefit type that the authority has introduced following the assent into law of the amendment to our act. For Livingstone, as at midday today, we saw close to 300 members and similar numbers all across the stations within Southern Province.
Lemri Kando, reporting for Zanis in Livingstone.
And the National Union of Public and Private Education of Zambia, NUPEZ, has cautioned members accessing their NAPSA pre-retirement benefits to desist from spending it for consumption. NUPEZ President Victor Muyumba has instead advised beneficiaries to use the funds for capital investment projects. Speaking to Zanis in an interview, Mr. Muyumba has explained that the partial withdrawal should be considered as a seed money that can be used for future investment when one retires from active service. He has stated that the union has enough investment experts to offer financial literacy to members on how to prudently invest their benefits. Meanwhile, Mr. Muyumba has expressed happiness with the overwhelming response from civil servants wanting to access the partial withdrawal. And Mr. Muyumba has commended NAPSA for its readiness to begin the process of partial withdrawal following the amendment by President Hakainde Hichilema.
As a union, we have a number of experts, investment experts, and those members that feel they need to consult, they can come through or guide them. It's not time to buy fridges, TVs. It's not time to buy stoves. No, that's a seed. So you need to plant it so that at some point it can give you the fruit that you desire. We have seen there's excitement. We just pray that this excitement is not bordering on consumption, but is bordering on the desire to invest.
We now go to the Copperbelt province, where more than 700 people have been screened during the ongoing 5 days outreach health services that the Zambia Flying Doctor Service is conducting in Masaiti district. Tovin Ngombe is in Masaiti and now reports.
While the people in town have the luxury of walking to any hospital to access medication, the situation is not the same with the people in rural areas. As witnessed here at Silangwa and Mowe area in Masaiti district on the Copperbelt, most of these people rarely visit the hospital for medical checkups. And the Zambia Flying Doctor Service team conducting outreach health services in hard-to-reach areas in Masaiti has offered them a chance to access medication to cure some of the ailments affecting them. The residents are cheered with this development.
We thank Chief Mumbo for inviting government officers to come to our place and cure diseases affecting us, for we find it difficult to go to the hospital because it requires spending more money.
The problem of tooth decay has made me to come here to seek for medication because it's far to go to the hospital, and now it's being done here for free. Zambia Flying Doctor Service team leader is happy with the people's response.
Seen about a total of 717 patients, out of which we did 83 tooth extractions and approximately 150 reading glasses were distributed. Of note is malaria is topping as the most common disease that we've noticed here. mostly owing to the setup, lack of mosquito nets, and also lack of anti-malaria drugs at the facilities. Amongst the other diseases, we also noticed scabies, which is quite a contagious disease, and that would be owed due to the household setup where you would have multiple people in one small house.
Zambia Flying Doctor Service Clinical Officer highlights the works being done to service the people.
Across some conditions like malaria, which is like a lot here, and also we've got patients with PID, we have patients with mumps, others come here with STIs, so we've been able to screen for that and give medication.
Bringing outreach health services closer to these people is the answer to help them in rural communities. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Masaiti District.
Some Mongo residents have called on the local authority to collect garbage that is piling up at Mongo Central Market. Sifue Mwangala reports that efforts have been made by traders at the market to engage the local municipal council, but that no measure has been taken.
Waste management is one of the critical areas that councils should attend to by ensuring that there's proper disposal of waste in various localities. However, traders at Mungu Central Market feel that the council is not doing enough in this area and have since called on the local authority to be more efficient. Mwangala Mubyana spoke on behalf of others.
These bins are placed near the school, so it affects the pupils as well. We have been informing the council to come and collect the garbage, but nothing is happening.
Other traders, namely Mkumbuta Sinyama and Mwangalamu Yapekwa, feel that the heaped garbage is a health hazard to people operating around the area.
These bins are affecting us because they are placed near where we operate from.
The smell from the bins is bad. One can't even eat food properly.
But Mungu Municipal Council Public Relations Officer Abigail Stenge has assured the traders that the council will improve in its garbage collection and disposal.
As Mungu Municipal Council, we acknowledge the fact that our waste bins are full, the ones that are placed near Tungi Primary School. So we can assure people that we'll be more effective in terms of collecting waste from there, in terms of also making sure that waste is collected on a daily basis and disposed of at Kande, which is our dump site. But what is happening is that we have residents that are near the same point that have been dumping waste, and would like to warn members of the public to desist from that.
Sifue Mwangala for Zanis News in Mongo District, Western Province.
Still in the news, Chembe Member of Parliament Cliff Mpundu is not happy with failure to complete a 1x3 classroom block under the 2021 Constituency Development Fund at Muombe Primary School in Chembe District in Luapula Province. Michelo Mwemba reports that the Chembe lawmaker has expressed disappointment after inspecting the 550,000 kwacha project, which is still at window level since 2022.
A 2021 Constituency Development Fund project of a 1x3 classroom block at Muombe Primary School in Chembe District, worth 550,000 kwacha, has stood at window level, with the contractor abandoning the construction site for more than 28 days without any official communication to the local authority. The project, which commenced in 2022 and was supposed to be completed within 4 months, has delayed government school infrastructure delivery to the learners, hence the recommendation by Chembe Member of Parliament to terminate the contract with immediate effect.
I need projects to be completed on time without fail. For this one, let us not be pleading to the people. There are a lot of contractors. Even during your evaluation, as I've said, there are a lot of applicants who want to do projects in Chembe District. For this one, let us not be nursing people. Personally, I don't want even to receive a call from him. I don't want anything to do with him. And from now onwards, I don't want to see him on your evaluation list. Remove him and blacklist him.
Mr. Mpundu has advised the local authority to re-advertise the project using the normal procedure.
The next time I come here, the Fuanga Sange, new contractor, who is serious, not your contractor is a pan.
Also, I wanted to mention that the money that we have at hand is 380, and him we advised him a 57, but that one will go at litigation way.
That's right.
But
that's
we're
right.
advertising.
The lawmaker also visited a similar project with the same sum contract of 550,000 kwacha, which is at roof level at Lukola Primary School.
In the district generally, we have 4 of these projects which started at the same time. The Fikombo project, which is already done and finished. This one, it is not finished. And the Muombe one, which is not also finished. So, it is of concern, despite the progress that we have seen here, the contractor needs to put up more efforts to have this project also finished.
Reporting for Zanis in Chemba District in Wapla Province, I am Mijelo Mwemba.
As we continue with the news, Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu is happy with the ongoing construction of 2 health facilities in Chilubi District. Mr. Mpundu says the quality of works which the local contractor engaged to build the health posts at Kabangwe and Mwanakasabi in Kanama and Mubemba wards in Nsumbu Island, respectively, are commendable. Japhet Munkondia has more in the following report.
Access to quality health services remains a challenge in most rural parts of the country. This is why Chilubi Town Council has allocated over 600,000 kwacha from the constituency development funds to construct 2 health posts in Kanama and Mubemba wards at Nsumbu Island. And residents in the 2 wards are excited with a move taken by government to bring health services closer to them.
Mipapire yabo yaleshupikwa kanshinga bafika panshita yakupapa bakubasenda okubafunya kuno kubatwala ku Chinkundu kwabela clinic chale bechashupa ili nginshita shimo bale papira munshira eyapa pali no nshita tuletotera kuli bakateka wesu abaleteka panshita ino pakwisa afikirisha ififyonse fyabuya ntanshi fyachipatala.
Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu, who inspected the projects, is happy with the quality of works done so far.
Must make mention that I think from what we are seeing, the builder is doing the right works, and we just hope and pray that this project can be completed in no time, as we have agreed. Okay, very good.
And Chilubi Town Council planner said the local contractors working on the 2 projects are determined to deliver the projects on time.
The amount that was allocated was 333,000. So we are doing being level. The contractor is a local contractor, Benabel. Benabel Contractors is the one contracted to this project, also to the other rural health post, which is Kanama.
Reporting for Zanis in Chilubi District, I'm Japhet Munkondia.
Kawamba District Commissioner Godfrey Chilambwe says government appreciates support from cooperating partners aimed at preventing disease outbreaks such as cholera. Mr. Chilambwe was speaking after Care International Zambia donated cholera prevention materials to Kawamba District Health Office. Lewis Changwe has more in the following report.
Care International Zambia has continued supplementing government efforts to prevent the outbreak of waterborne diseases. In Kawambwa, the organization has donated various cholera prevention materials, which includes chlorine, hand sanitizers, and other hand washing facilities.
Then we have granular chlorine, which is in 10 kgs. There are 5 of them. And then we also have these hand washing facilities. as well as those containers. And then we also have the liquid soap, which is also part of the consignment that we have brought. So the value of this donation we are making is about 44,000 kwacha.
Kawambwa District Commissioner Godfrey Chilambwe was present during the handover ceremony.
The donation will go a long way, in fact, and if anything, prevention is less costly compared to the treatment of the outbreak. So what they have done is a great demonstration of charity, and this is how it should be.
And District Health Director Lwendo Muzere was thankful for the donation.
Such donations like the one which has come from Care International at this time is very, very important to our district as the Kawambwa Minister of Health. So we'll forever be grateful to this donation, and we'll continue looking forward to more cooperation.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Kawambwa.
Now, government in 2021 declared 28th April as the Kenneth Kaunda Day, which is referred to as KK Day. 28th April is the day when the founding father of and first president of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, was born. Betty Chilunga, a freedom fighter, has told Zanis staffer Jonathan Mkuka, who visited her at her farm in Lusaka West, that Dr. Kaunda deserves to be honored because of his immense contributions, not only to Zambia, but other countries across the globe. Details in the following report.
We in Zambia are peaceful people, peace-loving. I challenge anyone to say today here that Zambia is a warmongering nation.
This year marks 2 years since the death of Zambia's first Republican president, Kenneth David Kaunda. Dr. Kaunda, who ruled Zambia from 1964 to 1991, died at Mainasoko Medical Center here in Lusaka on 17th June 2021, aged 97. Government declared April 28, the day Dr. Kaunda was born, as KK Day. As a build-up to KK Day, which falls on Friday next week, I traveled to Lusaka West to meet Mama Betty Chilunga, who worked closely with Super Ken as he was fondly known.
I remember Dr. Kaunda as a great leader. Not only a great leader, but I remember him, one, as a patriotic leader who loved his country, who loved the people of his country, and dedicated to his country.
Mama Chilunga says Dr. Kaunda deserves to be honored by declaring a day he was born as a public holiday.
He was a peacemaker. Peacemaker who really was also a unifier at the same time, because he unified, he brought together all the 73 ethnic groups at that time.
A number of activities have been lined up by the Lusaka Provincial Administration to celebrate the life of Dr. Kaunda during KK Day on Friday next week. Jonathan Mka reporting for Zanis News in Lusaka.
We end Zanis News with an item on transport. The Road Transport and Safety Agency has called on motorists to secure broken down vehicles with visible reflectors, especially on highways. RTSA Acting Head of Public Relations Mkela Mangolwa says motorists, especially truck drivers, have a tendency of not placing reflector triangles correctly on broken down vehicles, resulting in increased accidents. More in the following report.
Unsecured broken down vehicles along the road have continued to contribute immensely to the road traffic accidents across the country. This is why the Road Transport and Safety Agency is now calling on motorists to ensure that broken down vehicles are secured by placing correct and clear signage at the right distances.
The issue of motorists, failing to secure broken down vehicles on the roads. This is more common when it comes to the big trucks. Truck breaks down, someone doesn't have triangles. I'm going to want to remind members of the public and also motorists, especially the truckers, to ensure that if you have a breakdown, please don't use branches. Sometimes you may use branches just to reinforce your visibility, but you should have reflective triangles. Just over the weekend, we had, an accident around Mumbwa where, people were traveling from the western part of the country, hit into a stationary truck that was carrying charcoal. As an agency, we think that is very, very unfortunate. Things like that shouldn't happen. If that truck was visible, it had reflective triangles displayed at a distance, and those lives would have been saved.
With the call center system in place, acting head of communications, Mukela Mangolwa, has called on the members of the public to utilize this call center and report broken down vehicles with wrong signage.
Again, I want to urge members of the public to also work with the agency. When they come across such obstructions, please get in touch with the agency. We have tow trucks that are, assigned on the roads, and then we may be able to move in and save lives before accidents happen.
Mr. Mangolwa also urged the public to report any bus operators who have not adhered to the reduced bus fares.
Our appeal to members of the public is to work with us. If you come across operators that haven't revised, these fees or these fares, get the number plate of that particular, bus, and get in touch with our call center. And people know our call center can be, gotten through to on 0955 983 983.
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Lusaka.
Jane Simalumba's report brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, let's take another look at the top stories in our news. Traditional leader in Mwinilunga requests for relief food. NAPSA partial withdrawal excites teachers in Eastern Province. Zambia Flying Doctor Service has screened 700 Masaiti residents. And first Republican President Kenneth Kaunda remembered. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Remember to join us tomorrow again at the same time for another edition. For now, it's goodbye.